Are you guys stuck at the beginning of your Minecraft survival worlds and you just don't know what to build and you keep on just making these random dirt houses because you're stuck on what to build? Well, yes, today I'm going to be helping you guys and giving you top 5 tips on what to do to make your starting houses better. So obviously, as I've done here, I've done a 10 by 10 wooden block. Now, at the moment, it looks extremely ugly, but for the starter house, you don't need much. You just need oak planks. I'd reckon get around 2 stacks, maybe 3 stacks for this. Then you're going to want to get some oak logs. And for more depth and to make your builds look a bit less blocky, just going to want to add it on the corner. Make sure that it goes 1 block in. So have this on the corner, outside corner of this, alright? And just repeat this on all 4 corners. And you should be getting yourself a bit of a more realistic house, kind of. And here we go. Obviously, just connect these up. They look way better then. Now, you don't need much materials. And for a starter house, you kind of want to build on from it. You don't want to destroy it because it's the first house in your world. So, it's going to be a big thing if you build this. Obviously, the reason why I did a 10 by 10 fits perfectly for a door. So you just want to make sure it's right in the middle, right there. And you'll know it's a 10 by 10 when you can do this. Look, you'll know it's a 10 by 10. So you're going to want to do this, and look at that, you have 2 nice holes for windows. Now I recommend do this, don't do this. Do this on the side, just for a bit more window. But make sure there's a bit of a space here, just so you can put your chests here and stuff like that. Then at the back, maybe go over something different. Maybe do something like that. This could look better. And you have more space for the chests, crafting tables, etc. Whatever you want. Do the other side the same as this, just because it looks better and it matches. There we go. Alright, next up, you're going to want to get some cobblestone. Just make your floor cobblestone. So to get cobblestone, just get a pickaxe and go into make a hole and just start mining cobblestone. For this, I recommend a stack of cobblestone around there. But by the way, remember, you're going to want to build on from this. So that's why we're making it look really good at the start. So then you can upgrade it and make it bigger later. But this is just top 5 tips on how to make your houses better. So obviously, guys, we're going to go tip number 1, do this. Put the corners on the sides. Tip number 2, make sure your windows aren't too big and aren't too small. There we go. And also, forgot to mention this, I sometimes see beginner builders, they make their houses kind of like how I did this dirt house, but the height of it is like this, 2 blocks high. That's not good. You don't want that because it's just a bit ugly. Makes your house look a bit short. So make sure it's 4 blocks high, and on the 4th block do a ceiling. Alright? Now, just mine this floor here like I'm doing so. And you want to just put a cobblestone. This is a pretty basic house at the moment, but we're going to add more details on it. It's going to look way better. But once you're finished adding the cobblestone, you're going to get some glass panes. If you don't know how to get glass panes in Minecraft, you just want to smelt 6 sand. You're going to get 6 glass. Then just craft that into 16 glass planes. Should be available through the crafting menu. If not, just search a glass pane. You should be there. Now, you want to add the windows like so I'm doing here. And it's going to make who doesn't want windows in their house? Everyone likes windows. Look at that. We love to see windows. Now, I also want to do a door. I think the best door in Minecraft is the oak door. I genuinely think it's the best one. But that's... Oh wait, I forgot to add windows here. My bad. There we go. And look at that. So we have a round simple build. Pretty big, but not too big for a starter house. Because we don't want it too big, because that's going to take a long time to get the materials. But this is simply what it should look like by now. So if you haven't done it right, just rewind the video and copy all the steps again, and you should be good. Now, we're going to actually work on the outerior and then go into the interior, because I like to do outerior first, usually. Now, you can do multiple options. Like, you can do something like this. I like to do some things like this as well. You do this, add 2 grass blocks. Dirt blocks work, actually, if you don't have access to grass blocks. But if you do have access to grass blocks, make sure to just get yourself 2 grass blocks, put them on the window. Then you're gonna want to get yourself some oak trapdoors, right? And you can see how they look like. Actually, I'm not gonna go with oak trapdoors, but you can go with it if you want, if you like it. I actually think you should go with spruce trapdoors. But if you don't have access to that, go with the birch. Alright, if you don't, the spruce is better, but this is how the birch would look like if you don't have birch yet. So if you don't have access to spruce trapdoors, do the birch, because the oak doesn't really look that good. But hey, you can do what trapdoor you want. But I'll always add trapdoors around these. So look, just do this. And now you're gonna want to get some flowers after this. Because the reason why we're getting flowers is because it's just nice decoration. It's extra decoration. Now, however, if you don't have access to this, you can just skip this step. So obviously, add some random ass flowers. You can do any flowers you want. It's just cool for decoration. It really is. Look, I'll add that and a rose and a dandelion. There we go. Now, you can do this on all corners of the house, or you can do leaves. This is my favorite part. I like to do leaves. So, all you need to do to get leaves in survival Minecraft is get yourself shears, which you need 2 iron ingots to craft, and then you're going to want to get yourself, go to the oak tree, and mine the leaves on top. Alright, after you're done mining the leaves on top, so yeah, just mine it with shears, by the way, or else the leaves won't come. You want to put it on the corners of the house. It's going to look amazing. Here we go. And these leaves, just add a bit more detail to your house, make them look a lot better, and it's not that hard to get. Now in the front, you can also do leaves if you don't have access to this. So I'm just going to show you how the leaves would look like at the front. This is how it would look like. Now don't worry, we're going to add more detail as we go on, because this is a bit not enough detail. But this is how it would look like around there. Now what we're actually going to do, I think you should take out the corners, and they just look a bit better. But you can do what you really want. I like to take out and just do it under the windows only though. Actually here, you should probably keep it, looks better. But on the sides, make sure to just break it here. Looks a bit better. Looks cleaner. Now here, you could do whatever you want. Like you can do barrels. I actually tend to do hay bales, to be fair. You can do hay bales. If you don't have access to hay bales, that's okay. You can find out something else. Or you can even do some more oak logs if you feel like it. If you like how this looks. I personally don't, but you can even do that if you want. But I don't really recommend that, but that's just an extra tip if you guys want. And you can do that on both sides. That's just your choice. Like seriously, this is a creative game, by the way. Like you just want to do what you want. But I tend to actually do hay bales sometimes. So look, grab a hay bale. You can do something like that. And maybe even go in the corners. And just make it look a bit messy. Because then it looks a bit natural. You get me? Like, what you also can do is add a farm. So like, by the way, just look, this is how it look like with all the hay bales added in. Bam, bam. That's all the hay bales added in. But if you don't like that look, that's okay. I have another feature which actually adds a pretty important feature if you're in survival. You're gonna want to actually get a hoe. Okay, get a hoe. And where the leaves are, just gonna do a hoe. Just hoe it. Alright. Now, get a water bucket. It's actually immediately gonna start drying out. I should have done the water bucket first. But like, just add something like that. It'd look amazing. And you can even do the middle as well. Now this is technically not necessary, but you can do it if it just looks better, genuinely. Now obviously, even it all out. But if you want to do like a river kinda, like say if I wanted to connect it to this river over here, you can. It looks pretty good. But that's your choice. I like to do it like this. My bad, I made a mistake. Alright, so I tend to do wheat because bread is probably one of the best foods in Minecraft, if you guys didn't know. But here we go. And around here, I'm just gonna actually add some grass blocks here. Just so I can put the water here. It looks a bit better and cleaner. Oops, my bad. Just have to fix that up. There we go. Alright, now we have this going. Just gonna finish this. Now it still looks a bit bland, right? Because there's no seeds, obviously. So you can add the seeds after. I recommend do wheat seeds, but you can do any seeds you want. Now, make sure to do it on both sides. But if you don't want to do it on both sides, that's okay, because then you have more detail to work with. Now, I'll show you in a moment here what I mean by more detail. But actually, I'm gonna recommend you something to just make it look a bit more cozier. You're gonna want to get an oak slab and make sure you make a tiny little bridge. Kind of like this. There we go. That's a nice little bridge you got. And also, if you want, you can even do a trapdoor, kind of like this. I recommend oak trapdoor for this because it looks realistic. And I don't know where. Okay, so look, the little bit of water is gonna be coming through. I'm gonna place one there and do something like that if you want, and then put one on top and do one on top here as well. Look at that. You have a bit more detail and it kind of looks realistic. The water's going through the holes. But if you don't want to do that, that's okay. But I'm actually gonna keep it like that because I like this look. Looks better. Also, make sure to even this actually. This is not even. Hang on. There we go. Now it's even. So after you do that, just repeat this step here. Now for this might be a little bit different. Since you want to save wheat space, do it on the water. So kind of go with something like this. And then put the trapdoors on the side. Because you want to save how much wheat space you have. Because we're already taking up one block here. And then just repeat the same thing you did for the start. Do this, this. And then, hang on, give me a second. Bang, bang, bang. And then put the trapdoors like so. Alright, now it should be something like this. Should be looking like this. If not, just rewind and repeat these steps again. Now for this side, you can repeat the same steps we did over here. But I recommend don't, because the more things you have, the more detail you have, right? So I actually just recommend adding the hay bales here, generally, because they look a bit more natural in your house and they look better. Look at that. So this is basically how it looked like. Actually, I'm gonna add some hay bales on the corner, just so it looks a bit more natural and not too blocky. Same here at the back, actually. Give me a second there. There we go. So now after you have added all the hay bales in, but if you don't have access to hay bales, just in case, because if you're not near a village or something. By the way, to get hay bales, best way, just go near a village. You can actually just add, where is it? I need to find it. You can add leaves, but I'm gonna look for which leaves could be the best. Like, you can actually just keep it simple if you like. Genuinely, you can just break this wall, replace this. You can actually, if you don't have access to hay bales, because a lot of people don't at the beginning, especially not this much, you could do something like this, okay? Just get more leaves. It adds a bit more detail, okay? Look at this. And actually, in the middle, you can do a little nice stream. Yes, this is actually where you could do a little bit of a stream, like a river. So look, you're gonna have the main river here, and just add some water. You can do this however long you want, or you can even do a little pond. So since we're pretty far away from a river, I recommend do a little pond, because a pond it's always nice to have in houses. You can also do a little island if you like in your pond. Maybe add your dog there or whatever. Maybe do a doghouse. And I just made a mistake there, and now all the water's going down. But hey, that's actually, you could do that if you like and let the water go to the river. But I like to keep it a bit more realistic and do some ponds. They look very nice. And in the pond, you could also add like a nice bench over here. So look, get some oak stairs, and you can do a bench at the back. Look, we're just gonna add a grass block here because I don't have much space to work with. But here we go. Add a bench, if you like, and add some trapdoors to the sides. Just makes it look a bit better. Every detail makes things look better. Look at that. You can also do a nice pathway here. I recommend do gravel as your pathway, because gravel is the best pathway in Minecraft in my opinion. But you can do also way more like complex pathways. But since this is a starter house, we're gonna want to do the most simplest path you can. You can also make the path look a bit messy. So look, but I'm going to make it look a bit more simple. And obviously, as you go on, you can detail the path more by like adding like the new shelf block. If you're going for a bit of a jungle vibe, and you're going for a different type of wood, because you can do this build just in different biomes. You can do whatever you want. Really, it's your decision. But I recommend do this house in the plains biome. Just looks the cleanest. Just follow up the gravel pathway here. We're not going to do it on the lake, actually. I like to keep the lake with dirt, because it's just better. Leave the lake to itself. Alright, here we go. And just simply add a gravel path here. Alright. And now you got yourself a nice pathway. You can even do past this pathway if you want. Whatever you want, you can build past this pathway. For the back, I recommend keep it simple, because this is probably where you want to do your expansions whenever you want to expand the house. Like, keep the sides like this, because the sides, I think they're not necessary to expand by. If you really are expanding, go this way, because then you can eventually build that onto a mansion. You can even build around this. You can do this house twice and do one here, and then look at that. You have a nice little lake here, farm, and your back looking nice. That's your option. You can even do a second floor here if you did this house twice while on top of each other. It's your choice. Now we're gonna work on the interior. The interior shouldn't be too bad. By the way, I forgot to add a path actually to the farm. Silly me. Alright, once you're done adding the path to the farm, we're going to work on the interior. The interior is not going to be too much, however, because we don't want to overdo it, and also it shouldn't be like crazy. So here we have the interior. Now you're going to want to get some simple blocks, like a crafting table, a smithing table, a cartography table if you have access to it. If not, that's fine. I'm going to cut that out actually. Smoker will be good, and a blast furnace. This is all the essentials you need in Minecraft, and a normal furnace. So make sure you have all of this first before you have the main. Alright, now I'm gonna try something I never have tried before. I don't know if this is working, but yeah, this is a cool tip I like to do. So you can make the smoker actually smoking by adding a campfire and just covering this up, and you can actually make it look like it's smoking. But that, I think that's a bit overdoing it there. But that's if you want. I'm gonna do the normal smoker. So you want to have an area where you have all your essentials here, where you smelt stuff. Obviously, add some light. I recommend lanterns, because torches look a bit, meh. Lanterns, they look a bit more cooler. Just add one every corner. Does do. There we go. Now, add yourself a bed. Do any color you like. What's your favorite color? I'm just going to do white because it's neutral. There we go. Now over here, you're going to want to add all your crafting equipment. So crafting table, smithing table, and an enchanting table. Or no, a grindstone, my bad. So we're just putting all the essentials here. So this is for obviously, oh shit. This is obviously for like upgrading your gear to netherite and armor trims. This is for repair and disenchant, and this is just for crafting, essential in any house. Now here, the middle part, this is why we saved it. You're gonna want to put 2 stairs. Wait, thingy. Give me a second here, boys. Alright, so I recommend you can do any one you like. However, I recommend actually doing polished andesite. Yeah, I know it sounds a bit random. It's kind of weird, but you don't want to do the same as the floor, and you don't want to keep it the same as the wall. So do something different, but you can do any block you choice. Now, add yourself a double chest here. Double chest is amazing. Look at that. Actually, I don't really like the look of this. I'm actually do. You could do something better. You could work with something better. Something like this. Bang, destroy this. We can place it somewhere else. Something like that, if you like. You can also add. I'm just showing you different variants. You can also add some barrels if you like 2 barrels, and then add that grindstone back. Look at that, you got yourself 2 barrels. But that doesn't really look the best. You could also just keep this spaced out. So we're gonna add this back, then put the chest back, and look at that. You have yourself a nice little area for all your equipment. Here, you're gonna want to add just a few more things that are necessary. Now, if you have access to it, add an anvil, a brewing stand, and a cartography table, if you like, but this is not needed, if I'm being honest. What you can also just do, so this is all the variants, I'm just showing you anything you can do in this house. So you can also add a barrel area, where you just have a lot of storage. And then the middle could be saved for your double chests, yes. Here, I'd actually recommend just doing 2 slabs like that, and then adding the chests on top of each other, like so. Look at that. That is a good area. Now, if you want, I actually sometimes do this. If you don't like the look of the barrels, top of the barrels, you could do something like that. Generally, the choice is yours indeed, but I think I'm gonna do something like this. And then you can even do this if you want to go crazy with it. Like this is kind of cool. Look at this, bang and bang. Look at that. 3 double chests, excellent for storage. And yeah, that's looking excellent there. Now you can also add details to the bed, but since we don't have enough space, I won't. But you can also add just an extra detail, like thingy, just a slab. Generally, anything helps. You can do anything you want, like something like this. But I don't really recommend that. I think keep it simple for your first starter house. Okay, just keep it simple. Remember, I've only used starter supplies. By the way, if you don't know how to get polished andesite, so if you're beginning at Minecraft, make sure you just need to get some normal andesite. So I'll show you what andesite looks like. This is what andesite looks like. Get 4 of that, make polished andesite, and then it should let you make polished andesite stairs. Now you might need to get a bit more polished andesite. I can't remember actually. Now, the smoker, by the way, is for cooking food quicker, if you didn't know. The blast furnace is for cooking ingots, like iron. What else needs to be smelted in this game? I literally think iron and copper, and that's it. I don't think anything else needs to be smelted. But anyway, guys, oh yeah, raw netherite scrap as well. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna be ending the video off there. That was top 5 tips. But honestly, I kind of gave you more than 5 tips, if I'm being honest. But those were extra tips. Now, obviously, actually, before we end it, I recommend just add some lighting. Alright? Now, guys, I could do a part 2 on this, on how do you upgrade this house, and how do you make it look even better. Because I could have done the interior way better. But since you only have access to beginner supplies, you can't really do it really much better. Obviously, this is probably the best we can do. 4 double chests, that's enough for storage for a long time. Should be, you shouldn't be storing that much though. And obviously, now, I actually forgot, I nearly forgot. You could work on a roof. Yes, now if you don't want to work on a roof, you could click off here if that's your choice. But I'm going to just show you guys me doing the roof. Get some cobblestone stairs. And then you just literally want to do cobblestone stairs. I'm not joking. Because since this is a beginner house, we're not working with too much, actually. So, this is the best we can do. Alright? This is really the best we can do. So, what you're going to do, just put your cobblestone stair there. Now, guys, we could do a part 2 on this. Just let me know. Hit that sub button, you know, obviously. And I will do a part 2 on this. Hit a comment button. Comment down below what you want to see me do. Like, what kind of houses. And I will do them. Like, trust me. I do all your guys' suggestions. I read all your guys' comments. I really do. Now, this is kind of what you're going to want to go with here. I actually recommend doing this one more time. Kind of something like this. Just because you want a high roof. High roof makes it look way better. Do we have to do that one more time, actually? No, I don't think so. Should be fine. Bang, bang, bang. Look at that. We're just going to repeat the same steps we did over there. So, actually, I'm going to, like, made a mistake over here. Something like that. Do this, one up, and then bang, 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 bang. Gotta fix a mistake I did over here. And then stair up, this, bang, stair up, and then stair up. There we go. Okay, and we just have to fix this as well. Alright, so that's how it should look like. And this is a very high roof, by the way. I know, it's very high. Just gonna want to connect these two together with some oak, just cobblestone blocks. Repeat the same steps over here. Bang, bang, bang. So here we go. Bang. Here we go. Now you don't have to add this, by the way, guys. This is not necessary. If you guys are wondering, I said this before I built it, but like it's not necessary. It's just if you want to add an extra detail, because it's always nice to add extra detail. All right, it's always nice. Here we go. Just gonna repeat the same steps. After that, I did that, and then I did it again, but with an extra block this time. Okay, and then stair, bang, oh, bang, 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 then bang, bang. Okay, now I'm just gonna want to repeat this same thing just in the middle of the last. This is the easiest part. Here we go, and then out on the inside, outside now, and then inside here. By the way, guys, the reason why we do high roofs and don't do like very simple roofs, it's just because it just makes the builds look way better. By the way, there are way better variants you could do with this roof, but I'm just doing the most simplest one I can. Because obviously you're a beginner in Minecraft. If you're on this video, you have beginner materials. Like you only have access to really cobblestone and it's like chests and that stuff. You don't really have access to stone bricks yet and that stuff. So I kind of had to hold back on like the detail and stuff that you could have done with this build. But guys, I could easily do a part 2 on this. Yes, I can easily do a part 2 and show you guys how much potential this house really has. Like the potential is limitless. And you can even do this as the center of your world. Like you can do this, like say if you're building a castle, you can do this house at the center of your castle. You can just make it way bigger. That's just if you like, guys. The choice is yours, because this game, honestly, creativity is key, and you want to keep it like that. So obviously, just repeat the steps I'm taking here. This is only meant to help you guys, by the way. You can use whatever blocks you want. You can keep the same frame I've used, but you can use any blocks you want. It's all your choice. Now, by the way, the only reason I'm doing this roof is because, say for the people who like good roofs, high roofs, this is what I'm doing for you guys. I personally wouldn't do it at the start though, and I'd probably use different blocks. But if you want to use it with cobblestone, go ahead. I'm just showing you the simplest way to make one of these. So go do this and do this. That's the last thing. Now you're just gonna cover up the inside. I'm actually gonna use oak planks for this bit, because oak planks just look better, bro. Like they really just do. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is looking good, not gonna lie. If you don't like the way the roof looks, that's completely fine. Like I said before, it's not necessary at all. Now, if you want, you can actually use this as a second floor, because if you don't want to like make it like bigger and bigger, you could easily do a second floor, and you can add a nice attic into it. Like genuinely, that actually could look clean. Because I recommend adding a window into this would look way better. Because it looks a bit plain right now. So, just makes it look better. There we go. Keep on doing this. Bang, bang. Alright, look at that. Now, where you put the ladder, I recommend do a ladder up for your first attic. Because ladder up just makes more sense. So, if you did do this roof and watch this far, just go into here and break your old bed and add 2 ladders. Yes, just add some ladders here going up to the second floor. Look at this is your attic now. Also, you could replace this with the cobblestone. Just look at this. Keep on repeating it, and you got yourself a nice attic here. Now I know the cobblestone stairs is mimicking the floor, but that's completely fine though in this situation, because you could also have windows on the thingy. That's your choice. That's if you want to. I wouldn't, because you want a cozy vibe up here. You just want to have 2 windows. That's it. You can also do a circular window if you want. So I'm just gonna replace all these cobblestone here. Here we go. Bang, 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 bang. Okay, now you're at this point. So, just break a nice hole in the roof. I recommend do something like this. Make sure it looks good from the outside. Looks decent from the outside. Could look better, but it's better than emptiness. It's way better than emptiness. Now, obviously, if I do a part 2 on this, you guys have to show the support. Thingy. I will do major upgrades to this house, major upgrades. Because at the moment, it's like It's not the best build, but for a starter house, it is perfect. And look at that. You got yourself a huge starter house here. Because now you have a second floor. And you see, the possibilities for this house are endless. Alright, now, obviously add a ladder here. Or your lantern packs. Because they broke when you removed the wood. Now, add yourself a bed here. And if you did do the second floor, now you have way more space for your bed. So we can add the details now. The detail, probably I'd go for, if you want, adding some stone slabs. Because now the bed feels like it's a part of the wall. That's kind of cool. And imagine waking up and just standing on your bed and you see this view. Don't mind the dirt house, you can destroy that. Don't build that. I just built that for an example on how shitty starter houses can be. So destroy the dirt house and the view is amazing. Look at that. Now you can also add many other details in here, but it's not too much room actually. By the way, fun fact about Minecraft: if you don't have enough storage, look, I know there's a block above it, but for stairs it actually works, and they all open. So this works for storage room as well. If you don't want to add the bed and keep the bed downstairs, look. It easily works. You can easily do infinite storage here. Like you can do chests up here. You just make sure it looks a bit better. And also, make sure to add some lanterns in this room. Because look, I'm going to make it into nighttime and see how dark it gets. Look, without the lantern, pretty dark. Not going to lie, pretty dark. It's actually pretty dark up here. So make sure to add the lanterns at the top here. Just makes it look a bit more fancy. Add one on the floor if you feel like it. Add two actually. Keep the area of the bed a bit darker because, you know, it's where you sleep. And look at that. Now we have one more detail. Just one more. Literally one more detail. And that, wait, I'm just gonna put the ladders up back as well. Hang on. We literally have one more detail to go, and I actually forgot about it. It's on the roof. At the top here, it's flat as hell. It looks ugly. Add slabs. Yes, slabs are key at the top of roofs. They look amazing. So make sure to add the slabs in. Look at how much cleaner that looks. Just like half a block and it makes it look way cleaner. But anyway guys, that was for top 5 tips on how to make your house look better. Starter house. This is very good. For a normal house, if you have never armor, you can easily upgrade this as much as you want. But I think we cooked with this house. Obviously guys, I can do a part 2. Just hit that sub button. Hit that notification bell and hit that comment button on what do you want me to see of me upgrade this house into, and I will attempt it. And if you guys want me to do an episode 2 of this series where I'm doing like upgrading to starter houses and showing you guys top 5 tips, etc. to make your building better, that stuff, comment down below and I'll do whatever you guys want. Anyway guys, that was Ivers, me building in Minecraft. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, hit that like button, and enjoy building in Minecraft. I'll see you later.